Do you believe that you are worth your rate? No, seriously, do you believe that what you are charging for your wedding business is truly reflective of the quality of service that you provide, the amount of care and time that you put into your business every single day? I have a feeling that you're probably undercharging for what you deliver, or you might think that you're too expensive and are always worried about if you're able to truly compete with other wedding professionals, with your people that are offering the same service around you. I've talked to so many wedding pros who consistently tell me that they're trying to make things easier for their couples, that they want to provide a better rate for them, that they don't want them to feel like they are overcharging them, or that they're just able to get a really great quality service for the amount of money that they're paying. But there's a very big problem with this, and a lot of it goes back to your value. What do you believe is the value that you are bringing to your couple on their wedding day? And secondly, what do they believe your service is actually worth? Because there's one thing that I know absolutely for sure, is that couples pay for what they value. So that's why we have to make sure that we are properly pricing ourselves, that we are making sure that we are charging a fair rate. Yes, for them to make sure that they are going to get the best possible service for the best possible rate, but also that you are charging the right amount for what you are worth, for the level of quality that you provide for your couples. But I have a feeling that you're probably undercharging for what you deliver on. I have a feeling that you're probably charging a lot less than what you could be charging with today's rates, not just for inflation, but for the quality that you provide for your couples. I'm guessing at some point since you started your wedding business, especially if you've been in more than a couple of years, you have probably purchased new equipment. You've probably invested in yourself in training. You've probably offered new packages that give more opportunities for couples to take advantage of your skill and your talent. And I have a feeling you probably didn't change your pricing to reflect that. Now, the thing is, price is relative, right? It all depends on what the market is willing to pay for it. Yes, that is very true. But I have a feeling that you're probably way undercharging for what you are actually giving your clients. And what this actually comes back down to is really believing that you are worth the rate that you are charging or that you should be charging. And it's that lack of confidence in what it is that you're providing for them and the quality that you're providing for them, that lack of confidence that you are providing this truly amazing service for your couples. A lot of times that's what's keeping you from feeling like you can charge more. Now, let me be super clear. I am not saying to overprice yourself. I am not saying to gouge your couples or to shoot your prices so high that, yes, you do end up being priced out of the market. But when was the last time you did some market research and saw what other wedding pros in your area are charging? When was the last time that you really looked at the amount of services that you offer, what you do for your couples through the entire time that you work with them, making sure that you are being paid a fair rate for the amount of hours that you put into each couple that you work with? It's more likely than not that you are undercharging for what you do and that you truly could raise your prices in this coming year, but not change anything about your business and certainly not scare away any business. What I'm talking about is taking a good hard look at the number of hours that you spend with each couple that you work with, making sure that it reflects, that your rate reflects that amount of hours, but also the level of equipment you might be using, the upgrades and the investments and the things that you might throw in as just good customer service for your couples. What I'm talking about is making sure that you are taking a good look at that and making sure that what you are charging gives you a fair rate based off of the amount of time and effort and value that you are providing for each couple. So how do you know if you are undercharging for your service? Or how do you know if you are purposely keeping yourself from raising your rates to a point where you know that they should be? One way this shows up is by being afraid that you're going to kill off your business if you charge more. First of all, in most cases, this is simply not true. What's going to happen instead is you're going to actually end up getting rid of all of those budget couples, the people who are just looking to get the best rate possible and are trying to see just how low they can get you to go. And instead, you are attracting a couple that is going to see your rate and go, yeah, that makes sense for what I'm seeing here for the type of service and packages that this person offers. That's what we're really looking for, is making sure that that's the kind of rates that we have going and that's what we are able to charge, because it truly is fair and in line with the quality of service that you're providing for them. Another way this shows up is by being worried that you're going to be seen as too greedy. A lot of times what I hear from our students in the Growth Academy is they're afraid that people are going to say, like, who do they think they are charging that much? But my question is, what about your competitors? What are they charging? And do you think that they really worry about whether or not people are thinking those kinds of things about them? Do you think that your competitors are really worried about what couples are saying about them? They're not. They're just making sure that things are in line with what it is that they offer. You might also be telling yourself that couples deserve a more affordable option, even if it means paying yourself less. This is a real problem because, yes, we want to help our couples. We want to give them the best possible experience for the best possible rate. Who doesn't want that? I want that. I'm sure you do too, and pretty much everything that you'd pay for in your life. But here's the problem. If we are cutting ourselves down and not being paid a truly fair rate where once everything is said and done for our couples is what we're earning almost pennies to the dollar and not allowing us to cover our expenses, our equipment, investments that we're making in our business to keep growing. And again, just the increase in the cost of living, inflation, all of those things. If you are not getting the right amount for what you are doing for them, you are always going to be on the losing end of this. And while it might be great to feel like we are providing this really high quality service and a great rate for our couples, if it means that you're suffering, you're probably not going to be in your wedding business for very long, because there's going to come a point where it gets to be too much. The amount of time and the hours that you are dedicating to your wedding business and to your couples, if it's not giving you enough money to be able to pay your bills, purchase new equipment when it's needed, to invest in advertising or other things that are going to help you to better market yourself and get in front of more of the right kinds of couples, in the end, the only one who's going to lose is you, not your couples, because you're just going to have to find the right solution for you that allows you to cover those costs. And sometimes that means raising your prices and making sure that they're in line so you can not only cover your bills, but actually have a decent living. I also see a lot of pros feeling like they have to justify their rate increase, either by taking more training or purchasing new equipment, those kinds of things, but then never actually raising their rates to reflect that. What this looks like is if you tell yourself like, yes, I do have to raise my rates. I know that, but first, in order to really feel like I am doing the right thing, that it's fair to my couples and that I'm actually giving them something more to justify a higher rate. So I'm going to take some more classes. I'm going to buy some new equipment. I'm going to X, Y, and Z, but then you never actually end up doing those things. All you're doing is delaying the inevitable. It's an excuse to be able to put off raising your rates and rocking the boat, but instead you're also not bettering yourself. You're not investing in things for your business, for yourself. And sometimes this goes to the other extreme. You might go ahead and invest in all of those things, putting yourself into debt by purchasing new equipment, taking courses, putting tons of money into anything and everything that you feel is going to better justify the new rates that you want to charge. But then again, if you don't actually make it happen, you are going to be punishing yourself because you're spending the money, but you're not earning it back with a higher rate. Yes, if you're going to be raising your rates, it should be for a good reason. Sometimes that is for cost of living. Sometimes it is for the level of services that you're providing. Sometimes it's for the type of equipment that you are using that now allows you to provide a higher quality experience for your couples. But if you do all of those things and still don't raise your rate because you're worried you're going to drive away clients, that you're going to price yourself out of the market somehow, well, now not only are you not earning those rates, but now you've gone into debt in order to do it. It's a lose-lose situation. What I want you to understand is that you are worth so much more. You know that you are great at what you do and you have something amazing to offer your couples. And that's worth something to them. That's worth them paying a little bit more for a higher quality service like what you offer. It's worth them paying more because they know that when they spend this money, it's going to be spent in a way that truly gives them exactly what it is that they want. They know it's money well spent because you are giving them exactly what it is that they're looking for. And that is worth something to them. It is worth sometimes a higher rate because they know sometimes the saying, you get what you pay for, really is true, especially when it comes to wedding services. If they have higher expectations, you truly should have a higher rate. And your couples not only are going to be willing to pay that, but they're going to be happy. They're going to expect to pay that because they know that in most cases, a higher rate equals higher quality, higher level of service. And if you're already providing those things, but you're not charging the right amount for it, not only do you look like the cheap option, it makes them wonder like, oh, maybe this person is not quite as good as I thought they were. Or sadly, they're going to think less of you because they know now that you don't have the confidence in the type of service that you are providing and the quality that you provide. And a lot of times that is what ends up bringing couples who don't appreciate us, who don't treat us well, who are difficult to work with, and just give us a hard time. Because when you are confident about your services and the quality that you provide for them, that's going to radiate out and your couples are going to recognize that. And that's going to command respect, admiration, interest, and support for what it is that you're doing for them. Because again, they know that they are getting a higher quality of service. They had to pay for it, but if that's what they ultimately wanted, that's what they're going to be getting. And they're going to be happy to pay that rate. And if you find yourself doubting how much you can charge for your couples and feeling like you're not able to raise your rates and that you're maybe not worth that higher rate, I want you to remember those couples who absolutely loved you, who gave you great reviews, who referred you out, the ones that you knew appreciated and valued what it is that you offer for them for their wedding. Think about those couples. Did they give you a hard time about paying your rate? Did they try to negotiate with you? Those are couples who truly value your service. And all we need to do sometimes is bring in more of those couples who are going to appreciate us and understand and see our value. And that's going to make charging a slightly higher rate that is now reflective of our quality, of our value. It's going to make that a lot easier because now we can remember and realize that what we are providing for our couples is something valuable and that they're going to be excited and happy to work with you because they know they're getting the best possible service and they're going to feel like it is worth every single penny. I hope this gave you some confidence today to feel like you can raise your rates, especially if you feel like you have been holding yourself back from charging more and you've known that it's time to increase your rates, but you just have had all these concerns that have held you back and kept you from doing it. It really is possible to raise your rates in a way that is fair, that is going to be giving your couples still this high quality of service and a great rate, but not allowing you to suffer in the process. If you need some help on how to figure that out, how to price yourself well and make sure that you are pricing yourself in the right way and that you are charging the right amount for your services, send us a message, reach out to us, hello@bookmorebrides.com. We would be happy to help walk you through a clear plan to make sure that you are not only charging what you're worth, but that you are easily and clearly showing your value to the couples you love. So that way, not only are they understanding exactly what it is that you can provide for them, but they're excited to work with you because they know that you are going to be worth every penny, no matter what your rate is. I hope this was helpful to improve your sales, marketing, and messaging so that way you can attract higher value clients and charge a better rate so you can truly grow and scale your wedding business. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next one.